Dear students, today we will study about the next family, that is Apocynaceae. And this family is very familiar with you. It's because many of the genus coming under this family is growing in our area, and so so many common plants are nearby. So the family consists of about 165 genera and nearly 1900 species. We can consider these members as cosmopolitan distribution, that is present everywhere, and its members are chiefly found in tropical regions. So like that of the previous family, first we will study about its vegetative characteristics and then floral characters, and first we will discuss about its habit. That is, most of the plants are herbs. For example, Catharanthus, that is, it is otherwise called as Vinca rosea or Catharanthus roseus, and shrubs and twiners, woody climbers, and even trees are there. And always the plant is with the latex, and not like that of the normal rubber, but here the most of the plants are with this latex. And first we will see what are the examples for this particular types. Herbs, this is the very familiar one. In Malayalam it is called as Savannari, and Catharanthus roseus or Vinca rosea. It's very important plant because some alkaloids like vimbistine and vimblastin, which is very familiar for the cancer treatment, is extracted from this Catharanthus roseus, and it is the herbaceous example here. And Carissa and Nerium, here this Carissa is there, Carissa macrocarpa, it is also with some medicinal properties and also growing as bushy ornamental plants. And this alamanda, this is in Malayalam, it is Manya Kolambi. It's very common plant, and practical point of view also we can see this alamanda, Nerium oleander, that is in Malayalam Arali, and these are all coming under shrubs. And this next is twiners, that is example, twiners means climbers. Okay, that is Velaris solanaceae, because the plant's appearance is like that is this white flowers are very much similar to, or it resembles like that of the Solanaceae plant, but it is closely, suppose we are closely watching, you can see the characteristics of Apocynaceae, that is Velaris. This is also with some medicinal properties, and some species genus is poisonous also, and it is also growing as ornamentals. Then here this here one spelling mistake is climbers, that is alamanda. Here we can it appears as a bushy form because we are pruning continuously. Suppose the branches are pruning continuously, it can grow as a bushy shrub, and naturally it is a woody climber. And next that is tree example, that is Alstonia scholaris, that is Edilam pala. Here it is there, and these flowers, and it is also with the presence of so many alkaloids, and also the alkaloid property of the flower is with some hallucinating effect also, and that is Edilam pala. And all these plants are with the presence of latex. So these are the vegetative characteristics, and also this particular family anatomically it is with one speciality, that is many of the members, its vascular bundles are bicollateral vascular bundles, like that of the Cucurbitaceae, that is cucumber family. Here also we can see bicollateral vascular bundles. And next is root. Root is it's a dicot plant, so root system is normally taproot system, and stem it is herbaceous Of course, in herbaceous plants, the stem is not very strong, it is herbaceous and erect, woody, solid, branched, green or succulent with the latex. Here we can see this presence of this latex. Latex is exudating, and this is actually the branch from the plant Plumeria, that is the Idachambagam, and there we can see this latex is exudating. And leaves first we will discuss about its venation. It is a dicot, so of course it is reticulate venation, and the Phyllotaxy, the most of the species is with the symbol opposite decussate, opposite and also decussate. Here we can see this decussate pattern, that is at right angles to each other, that is each node, and we can see in Nerium, that is Manya, that is it is world Phyllotaxy, that is from the node we can see the more than 2 leaves are emerging, so it is world, and it is of course with a well defined petiole, so it is petiolate leaves or subsessile. Subsessile means without petiole, subsessile means a small area which is resemble like that of the petiole is there, then it is called subsessile. And exstipulate, there is no stipules, the branches are very that leaf starting point is very clean, there is no bristle or spinous or hair like parts, so that that is the stipules are entirely absent, so exstipulate. And margin is entire, there is no waviness or tooth arrangements, so the margin is entire. And unicostate, that means a single main vein, here it is well evident that is a single main vein, so it is unicostate reticulate venation. That is the characters related to these leaves. So it is it's very easily to identify the leaf characteristics of this family. And next we will study about its floral characteristics. And first we will discuss about the inflorescence type. Usually cymose, either terminal or axillary, may be cymose or cymes or umbrella cymes. Example Ravolfia. Here the Carissa is example of this cymose inflorescence, like that it resembles like that of the jasmine. See, and this is example of inflorescence type, that is Carissa. And in Alamander, that is Manya Columbi, the flowers are arranged in axillary paniculate cymes. Okay. And in Plumeria, that is Chambagam, Idachambagam, in terminal cymes. And of course here it is we can see in Carissa it is cyme, and also this Corymbos, more specifically we can categorize it as Corymbos cymes, because all the flowers appear an equal length, it appears to be, so it is Corymbos. In Ravolfia, that is here it is Ravolfia, and it's an Ayurvedic plant, it is Sarpagandhi, and here it is this umbrella cymes. The type is umbrella. Anyway, we can see cymose pattern of arrangements. But in Alstonia, that is Edilambala, it is a branched panicle. Here we can see that panicled nature. See, there in that panicle also, if suppose we are closely watching, each bunch is with the arrangement of the cymose inflorescence, but it is in the form of a panicle. Okay, and but in Vinca or the Catharanthus, that is Shavanari, the flowers are solitary, single flowers. But sometimes it is appearing as clusters, but it is solitary flowers. Or very rarely in some species of Vinca or the Catharanthus, the flowers appear as axillary pairs. Here sees an axillary pair, okay, 2 flowers at a time. But if we are closely watching, it is single flowers. Then next we will study in detail about the flower characters. Flower, these are with bracts, so bracteate flower, or in rare condition we can see ebracteate condition also there. Then pedicel is there, that is its stalked flower, and it is complete. Thus, the flowers are bisexual, both male and female sex structures are present in the flower, and also well developed non-essential whorls, though flowers are complete. Hermaphrodite, that is bisexual, actinomorphic, and tetra or pentamerous. Here, this Catranthus flower or vinca flower is perfectly that is pentamerous. Here we can see the 5 petals, and if suppose we are closely watching the floral characteristics, we can see plenty of small hairs, and these are called as corona, and not mistaken the word, it is hairy structures present inside the flower, and it is called corona. Okay. Then next we will study first in detail about the non-essential whorls. First we will discuss about the calyx. Here we can see the actual close-up of this calyx. This flower is that is Catranthus, and here same drawing is also here, that is calyx, sepals 5, rarely 4. Suppose the flower is tetramerous, of course the number of sepals is also 4. And gamo or sometimes polysepalous, here it is gamo, and deeply lobed. Okay, see these lobes are deep, very deep, and here also we can see the presence of hairs, and often glandular at the base, then imbricate estivation or sometimes valvate. Here it is valvate. And next we will study about the corolla types. That is normally petals 5 gamopetals, because here we can see that corolla tube. So it is, of course it is gamopetalae member. So gamopetalous corolla forming a corolla tube, which may be long or short. Corona present, that is hairy scales or outgrowths present throughout the area, internal area, and usually twisted or sometimes imbricate or rarely valvate estivation. And one more speciality is there. So the shape of the corolla is variable, and hypocritariform corolla is present in the Catranthus roseus. That is most probably we can see the corolla tube is bell shaped, but here it is resemble like that of very slender tube, and that type of corona. And the top portion, the corolla area is that is the upper portion of the corolla, that is the showy portion is broad, and such condition is called as hypocritariform or hippocritariform. That is, the flowers always regular, gamopetalous and salver shaped corolla. That is, basal portion is narrow and tubular with abruptly expanding flattened apical part. That is the upper portion, and lower portion is also part of the corolla, but it is very slender, but the upper portion is broad and showy. Then such an arrangement is called hypocritariform corolla. Clear? And that is one speciality. Some of them are perfect bell shaped. For example, in Alamanda, that is in Magna Columbi, that is here the flower is there. That is here it is completely bell shaped. Here we can see the depth of that bell area. Okay, so that is actually the characteristics of corolla tube. Normally, in normal cases, the corolla is bell shaped, but hypocritariform is also there. Then in nerium, it is nerium, funnel shaped in nerium and bell shaped in Alamanda. Okay. That is the general characteristics of the corolla. Corolla is always with this corona. And this is androecium. Here we can see that close-up view. Here we can see this corona is there, that is the hairy outgrowths, and that area is always very compactly velvety appearance it is giving to the plant. Sometimes in some species the corona is colorful, and here it is in this particular Catharanthus roseus, that pink typical Catharanthus. Here the corona is white. And androecium, stamens 4 to 5. If it is tetramerous, then 4. Pentamerous, of course, it is 5. Then epipetalous. Here the stamens are there. See, 2 stamens, 3 stamens here we can see. And there also we can see that corona. And it is 3 are there. And it is, of course, it is LS. So it is, we can only see 3 stamens here. And the filament is very short, free, and the stamens are diathecous, connate, cone shaped to stigma, dehiscing longitudinally, and inrows stamens. And this is a stamen character. It is, of course, it is epipetalous. It's a characteristics of this gamma petalae. Then these are the stamen characteristics. See the stamens. And next we will study about the gynoecium. Gynoecium, it is bicarpellarly. Superior ovaries are free below, but united by a style only, united to style, superior style short, then enclosed in a tube shaped or tube formed by the corolla, that is it is well organized inside the corolla tube. Then stigma thickened distally. Stigma is the top portion, we can see the stigma is there, and it is very thick and stout. Then we can see a particular shape to the stigma. It is hourglass shaped. See this hourglass. Okay, hourglass shaped stigma is there. Then the placentation is axial placentation, and here we can see this ovaries, and there also we can see this corolla tube is with a corona, hourglass stigma. Then coming to the fruit type, fruit does normally droop. Example, Tevicia, that is generally it is highly poisonous. And berry, Carissa, it is berry, and follicle, it is nerium. Here we can see the seeds dispersing seed dispersal condition of the follicle, and the seeds are with numerous hairs. Okay, and that is the character. Next we will study about its seed. Seed is endospermic, hairy or winged seeds are there. And in nerium oleander also we can see this hairy seeds are there. And here this is plumeria, that is Idachambagam, that follicle is now split upon, and we can see the winged seeds are arranged just before dispersal. Okay, and after drying up, each of them are able to fly away. That is winged seeds are found in this plumeria. Then pollination is endomophilous. That is this plumeria. It is our first slide, that flowers are plumeria. Okay. Then endomophilous pollination, and here we can see this floral formula, that is actinomorphic. Next symbol is denoting this bisexuality. Then calyx is 5, gamo condition, and corolla is 5. Androecium, that is anthers are 4 to 5, and it is always with epipetalous nature. And gynoecium, we can see 2 carpels, and it is fused also. And that is the meaning of this flora formula. And at the time of practicals, we can study how we are able to recognize the condition and how we are writing this floral formula. While you are examining the flowers, you can write it according to the type of plant you are giving for identification of the family. Okay, So, from these points, we should remember about the gynoecium, that is hourglass shaped or dumbbell shaped stigma. It is an identification character of the Apocynaceae family, and here we can see that whole structure. Like this condition, somewhat we should draw in record book. There is one twig with a flower is also there, but anyway you can see this LS of flower and Hippocrateri form. This is actually Catharandus roseus, and here it is well evident that is the corolla condition is Hippocrateri form. Then epipetal stamens are there. Then stigma is hourglass type. Here you can see this hourglass stigma. Ovary, then one nectary, one pair of nectary is also attached with this ovary, and this is a CS cross section of the ovary, and here we can see the ovules are arranged. Then the fruit type, seed, and this is the floral diagram of Catharandus roseus, and outer side we can see the 5 sepals which are valvate estivation, and inside we can see this twisted arrangement of petals and epipetal stamens and the arrangements of gynoecium, and here we can see this floral formula is there. So that is the whole family characteristics. From this we can identify the general characters of Apocynaceae. Herbs, shrubs and trees often twining, usually with a white latex. The leaves are alternate, simple, stipullate, usually opposite or whorled, and a margin with a margin and always with a latex. Flowers hermaphrodite, actinomorphic, hypogynous. Hypogynous flowers, that's why the in floral diagram and last part you should write a small line below that represents the hypogynous nature. Then calyx free or united, corolla gamo, petalous, 5-lobed, campanulate or funnel shaped. Campanulate means it is funnel shaped. Valvate or twisted estivation is there, and epipetalous, introse, gynoecium bicarpullarly, carpulary, syncarpus, ovary superior, united by the styles only. Fruit, follicle or berry, seeds with a crown of hairs. These are all identification characteristics or diagnostic characters of Apocynaceae. And next we will study about the economic importance. First, some members are using as vegetables the pulpy fruits of Carica carantus are edible and also pickled. Okay. Medicinal property, already discussed about the Ravolfia serpentina, which are used in lowering blood pressure, and also it is with so many medicinal properties are there. Then sedative, stimulator for uterine contraction, and in mental stress it reduces the mental stress. The juice of leaves is used for removal of opacities of the cornea of the eyes. That is, it is treating for eye diseases. Anti-cancerous drugs are extracted from Catharandus roseus. That is already the photos are already exhibited in previous slides. That's why it is not attached here. Catharandus roseus, that is vimbistin and vimblastin, 2 alkaloids which are used in treatment of cancer. Then this particular plant, that is Holarina antidysenterica, that is dysenterica, yields a drug which is a cure for amoebic dysentery. That is why antidysenterica, the species name is also explain the property of this plant. And of course it is with also, this plant is also with the showy flowers. Okay. Then next, rubber. Many species of diarrhea and uricilla are the sources of rubber. Okay. So very minor extractions are there. Then poisonous, some poisonous plants are there. The seeds of the Thevisia containing tivetane, it is a poisonous glycoside. It's a deadly poisonous plant. The seeds, of course. The latex of Acocanthera is used for poisoning arrows. That is, in tribals they will use poisoned arrows, and for that purpose they are using this latex. And this is also with that perfect Apocynaceae flower structure. Flowers are here, we can see in this plant also. And the bark and wood of Nerium indicum provide rat poison. Okay, Nerium, Manjakolambi, and that is in for almond also we are using the same name. That is here, this Nerium is Manjarali, so that is Manjarali. And ornamental, many of the species are with the showy flowers, that is Nerium, Catharanthus, Stevicia, then Ragetia, Alamanda are cultivated in gardens as ornamentals. Okay, these are the characteristics. As part of the review, remember the diagnostic characters of this Apocynaceae. That is, once again, plants usually with the milky latex, leaves simple, opposite and mostly extrapolate, and decussate condition is also there, world phyllotaxy is there, and the flowers are bisexual or hermaphrodite, actinomorphic, hypogynous, presence of coronary outgrowths on corolla, that is important. Then that sagittate anthers, that is the cone shaped anthers. Then bicarpellary, apocarpus and syncarpus pistil, dumbbell shaped stigma or hourglass stigma. Okay, fruit is follicle, normally follicle, and berries are also there. And here we can see that berry, carissa, and then the seeds are with silky hairs or sometimes wings. Okay, and these are the characteristics related to the Apocynaceae family. Okay, so study, and if you are having any doubt you can ask. Here we can see some 1 mark questions related to this Hippocrateriform corolla, that may be asked for 2 marks or 1 mark question. Then what are the alkaloids extracted from Catharanthus roseus? Then floral characters may ask for 4 marks. Okay, so try to study these families. That this is the plumeria. Okay, thank you. Study well and ask doubts.